Hey there guys, it's Kyle again, and I've got a game of Demolition on Subbase for you. Subbase is like many of the other maps in that there's really no linear path that you have to go. You can go to the left, you can go to the right, you can go right up the middle, and there are about 3 different levels that you can use. You can be on the ground, you can be on a second level platform, and you can go all the way up on the roof. So you really never know when or where you're going to get shot from. I always like to go around here to the right and get control of that area, just to make sure they're not going to, flank back through or spawn. And as you can see, that guy had a similar plan, but rather than face him one-on-one and risk dying there, I retreated back and got to some better cover where I could pick him off. I'm using the FAMAS with red dot and silencer. Obviously that means I'm using bling, and as always I'm using stopping power. I don't think I've unlocked Ninja yet right here, so I'm using Steady Aim Pro. And what I like to do with the FAMAS is try to keep them at range. I don't want any close range battles. I mean, I do have my secondary, which I'm not exactly sure what I'm using right here, but it's usually the AA-12 fully automatic shotgun at this level, because I haven't unlocked the striker yet, or maybe the Glock, the fully automatic Glock sub machine pistol. I've gotten up on their level, and from this position, I can camp their spawn pretty well. As you can see, I'm trying to keep my head down here because you die so fast in this game. And it seems like a lot of the players that are playing, well, right now I'm playing it pretty late at night, and it seems like most of the players that play around that time are a little bit better than average. They're probably had a lot of time involved in Call of Duty 4, so when they get killed from somewhere, they know that they know where they got killed from, and they're going right back after the guy. My kill streaks, I believe, are the Harrier Strike for the 7 kill streak, Pavlo, which is a 9 kill streak, and I may have the Chopper Gunner's 11. I don't believe I get to 11 at any point in this game, but I think I get a Pavlo at some point. I've got them set high because I was trying to get a game where I got a few kills, a few more than normal. Usually my average game is probably something like 25 and 9, 25 and 8, something like that. Because as I've mentioned before, I'm playing with 3 to 4 friends, and they're kill hogs. They're really good at the game, and they will take all the kills most of the time. You notice right there we lost the first round, and that was completely intentional. We weren't trying to win that round. We didn't want to win that round. We were trying to make this game go to overtime so we can get as many kills as possible. And as you see again, I go to the left here and try to control that lane. If you're playing against somebody who's been picking you repeatedly from the spot, you can get down here and peek through these boxes. And I don't know if I would recommend taking the shot through there, but you could definitely be able to spot him from there and then pop up and take a shot. It's a nice little spot to get when you're guarding the game. This map is one of my favorites, I think. Yeah, there you go. I'm using the AA-12, as you see. I like this map, obviously because it's beautiful, and I soundboard this guy. I heard this guy coming behind me, flipped around, and picked him off. The scenery in this map is really nice. I like the snow on the ground. I like the snow that's falling. I like the scene in the background. And when you're killing people, there's nothing nicer than some nice scenery. Not only that, there's a lot of cover that's the perfect height to cover everything but your head, so you can peek over. Things like this box right here that'll let you camp in and spawn. I like to get right here and pick a few people off, but the problem is they will spawn behind you, and it's never good. So if you and a buddy were there, your buddy could watch the other way, and you could really pick up a lot of kills right there. Here I believe I pick up the intervention. There's really, in my opinion anyway, there's really only 2 sniper rifles that you'll want to use in softcore, which is the regular version of this game. Hardcore, it doesn't really matter. But as far as softcore, I like to use either the Intervention, which I'm using right now, or the Barrett 50 cal. And if you want to be the best you can be, I would have to say go with the 50 cal, because if it comes down to it and you get surprised, you can always spray from the hip with that thing, and you've got a much better shot using that from the hip than the bolt action Intervention. Here I pick up the MP5K. The MP5K is a little bit of a disappointment to some people, because, as most of you know, the MP5 was a mainstay of Call of Duty 4. It's a gun that everyone had an MP5 class if you're playing Call of Duty 4. I mean, that and the M16 were just two of the most dominant guns in that game. And some people were a little disappointed when they came to Modern Warfare 2, and it's not that they weakened the MP5. They just introduced a different version of it. The MP5K is the shortened version. It doesn't have a butt stock. It's sort of almost a machine pistol. It's a little bit hard to control at times. There's a lot of recoil, and it's great from the hip. It's very powerful, and I think it serves a pretty nice role. If I were playing competitively, I would definitely go with the Vector or the P90 though, because the P90 has always been a pretty dominant gun just because it's got 50 rounds of ammo and it's got that high rate of fire. And now with the Vector, I like the Vector because it reminds me a lot of the MP5 from Call of Duty 4, especially when you put a red dot on it, and the red dot silencer combo on that gun is really, really nice, especially if you're playing a game type like Search and Destroy, or something where you really don't need Scavenger Pro. A few of the other guns I like in this game that have definitely been improved on from Call of Duty 4 is the M4 carbine, which I've got on my back right now. I think I'll whip it back out for a little close quarter combat here. The M4 in Call of Duty 4 was, and check this out, guys in Last Stand, and I get a hit marker with a grenade launcher. It made absolutely no sense. The M4 in Call of Duty 4 was, it had very low recoil compared with guns like the AK-47 in that game, but it also had very low damage. And like pretty much every other gun in this game, the M4 has a ton of damage and absolutely no recoil. So it's a very, very easy gun to use. And if you're a beginner or you're having a hard time with this game, you know, you're going into games and going, 5 kills to 30 deaths or something, I would recommend using the M4 because it's got 30 rounds of ammo, low recoil, and it's a pretty powerful gun, as are all the guns in this game, to be honest. What I've noticed about this game is that it's much, much easier to kill people, and at first thought that would seem like a really good thing. You would say, yeah, it's easier to kill people, that sounds good for me, but the flip side of that is it's really easy to get killed, and that can be a bit annoying sometimes, especially when you run out repeatedly and die, and then you get that dreaded message that tells you that you have painkiller on, which means you've died 3 times in a row, which is just embarrassing. I would prefer that they didn't even tell me I had painkiller on. I wish there were no death streaks. I mean, I'm not saying remove them from the game. I'm just saying give me the option to turn them off, because I don't want to know if I've died 3 times in a row. But other than that, I'm loving the game, and there's a feature that I really love, the host migration. It didn't really matter at this point in the game because it was almost over, but it was really terrible in Call of Duty 4 to have the host in the game midway and really, end your streak, you've got air support up and it ends the game. It's just terrible. But that is no more. Well, there's the final score. 35-1-2, I believe, so not a bad game at all. I'm out of time, so until next time, rate, comment, and subscribe.
You do all your video editing?